If you want to make $10,000 before the end of the year, I'm going to tell you exactly how to do it. There are one of two ways. So I want you to take notes. I want you to let me know in the comments that you are ready for this information and let me know what city you are calling in from, watching this from, so I can know who is here. Okay? Let me know. So here's what we're going to do. There's two different main options. There are two different ways you're going to do this. So you're going to decide which one of these two you want to do. You can do them in tandem together if you want, but if you do one of them or the other, you are off to the races and you want that momentum and that speed behind you. Okay. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to think about your offer. And that's where it all starts. And that's where some people have trouble is like figuring out this no-brainer offer, this offer that's going to help people. And if you don't have an offer, if you don't know what to sell, I have something for you. So if you look in the description of this video, I have my prompt shop in a box offer. It's just $99 today, and it gives you everything you need. It's like a business in a box, $99, and it tells you all about it. I'll tell you a little bit more about it in a moment. So if you have your offer, you don't have an offer, that's what you can offer. Another thing you could offer is you could have a school membership, SKOOL. Have you heard of these yet? Let me know in the comments if you've heard of school, if you're on it. If you're in my memberships, you definitely know about it because we teach that. But let me know if you know about school. It's the thing that is like growing, it's the fastest growing membership platform in the world right now. Has more than 180,000 people who have schools, and then there are millions of users. Um, and it's just amazing, right? It's just very, very cool. It has like 20 million or so users. So what you can do though, they just released this new feature that is called tiers or freemium. And what it means is that you can have a free membership. So you pay for it like $9 a month. It's I mean 14-day free trial. So you get time to build it and then you only pay $9 a month if you want. But the person who joins doesn't pay anything, right? And you have this free membership. Now, before they had freemium and tiers for the whole time that I've been on it, I would tell you the other lane that I'm going to talk to you about. But now, because they have this freemium feature, you can basically have a free membership that gives value, people hang out, you give them maybe a mini course and like a live session and some posts and some cool stuff about your offer, about your lane, about your hobby, your interest, something that is like going to solve a problem for somebody. And then you can add, okay, so if you pay $99, you get this and you're this tier. And this is a premium. Or if you pay $3.99, you get the VIP version of it for the year or for the month, right? So you can build these. And I teach how to do this in your first 5K. I have the link below for that too. So I teach you all how to do this. Like you have it. So basically, you let me break down the numbers for you. So for like to earn 10,000, you would have to spend, you wouldn't have to, but you could spend $99 in the prompt shop so that you have all kinds of like offers. So you have the offer itself if you need it, your core offer, or if you already have an offer, it complements it. So it kind of bulks it up. You have the $50 for the year to be in your first 5K. Okay, so that's 149 so far. And then you have the $9 for the first month of school. So that's 100 and what is it, 58? $158 over time. So you would pay most of that up front and then you'd have that free trial. If you don't want to buy the prompt shop and if you don't want to join your first 5K, you would just spend $0 today, $0 and then $9 in 2 weeks. So isn't that worth it? That's for the school. So you'd have the school and then you'd have it where people could upgrade because you're going to add some things, some features. So if you think about that model, what you could do is put some of the prompts inside of your classroom and charge for them. You can do an upsell where they're like $3, $10, $20 per prompt, depending on how powerful it is. Or you could have, hey, there are prompts in the classroom that you get to unlock if you upgrade to my premium or to my VIP. Do you see how that works? So what I would do is I would aim to get as many people as possible who are like potentially great customers into my free membership. So over the next 6 weeks, I was like, start today, get it started now. I would start adding things. Now, in your first 5K, I teach you every step of the way how to do this. It's super easy. You can also like Google or look on YouTube for different teachings. There's so many people who teach you how to do that. So then I would, let's say I'm trying to get 30 members, and I've had multiple people in my memberships get 30 members, 50, 100 free members because you're giving a free gift, basically. I remember in my last video, a lot of people said, I don't know what a lead magnet is. A lead magnet is something where you're giving away something that you would have charged for, and it's valuable and it's helpful, and it helps solve one thing clearly, like a small thing clearly in your journey, but you're giving it away for free in exchange for an email address or in exchange for attention so that you can actually upsell later or at the same time for people. So people come in and like, oh, when you go to Costco or Sam's, depending on where you live, right? And they give you the free samples and you're like, oh, I like that. Let me get more of that. Or let me get what else you sell. That's what it is. So what I would do is I would have like my goal would be 30 to 100 members in my free membership. And yes, I'm going to talk to you about traffic in a second. And then like traffic, meaning those leads, how do you get those in? But that would be my goal, like the strategy. And then my goal would be a percentage of them to have them upgrade to let's say I had like um, I know one guy has a $9 premium per month, so like 99 per year, and then he has a $99 per month premium, so like 999 per, so $1,000 a month a year, $1,000 a year for the VIP, $100 a year for the premium, and then zero for the free. I would set that up. And there's different pricing you can do, but that's one's pretty simple if you're talking about, I want $10,000, okay? And then my goal would be to get some of the people in my free membership to upgrade because I'm giving some cool stuff in the upgrade. And I do like full on training for this inside of your first 5K, inside of my other memberships. So if you're questioning like how would I do each step, believe me, you have all the information, like super, super like granular. And then I would also have my prompts in there. So they would have like, even if they didn't upgrade, they could go to my classroom and they could buy my prompts. So I can have one prompt that I sell 20 times for $10 each. That's already $200. And that's just one prompt. And in my prompt shop that you get below, that's only $99, you get 125 prompts that each sell individually for $3 to $97. And then you also get an unlimited machine, like AI tool that I have that makes unlimited prompts for you, depending on what your interest is. So you know what? Let me show you this. I wasn't going to do this, so I don't have it set up, but let me show you what I mean. Okay, so you're saying, what about traffic? Like how do I get people to look at this? This is someone who joined 8 days ago. See if I have the right one. She joined 8 days ago. And I'm sorry to make you dizzy. And she said last night, this just happened. I'm so grateful I found Prompt Shop in a box. I went live on TikTok and talked about using prompts to help create TikTok posts. Okay. So she went on TikTok and she just started a TikTok about, hey, do you want to create better TikTok posts? I invited people to comment on TikTok what their niche was and what they did for people. And I inserted that information into a prompt and read to them what the GPT said. So basically, she took one of my prompts and she read it out and she said, okay, tell me your inputs and I'm going to show you what it does. So she demonstrated live. We talk about live demos. People were amazed. And then they went to my Stan store and purchased the prompts that I had for sale. If I sold prompts the first time out, this is the first time she tried it, I know I can sell a lot more. I can't wait to see where this goes. So it's just so, so cool. Everybody's excited for her. So she mentioned Stan Store. Let me come back to that. So I've been telling you about school, which is awesome. And I've made, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of dollars on school the last year. On Stan Store, I also love Stan Store because I've made $100,000 on Stan Store. In the description below, I'm going to give you a 50-page guide of exactly how I made $100,000 in 3 months. So I'm going to give you that for free. So just check that out too, because it's really awesome. But basically, you would have these, you don't have to do this, but you could also just have the prompts on a Stan Store, which is just like one little simple page. and people could buy it from you there. So like you're on TikTok, you're on Instagram, you're on YouTube Live, you're talking to people. Maybe there are three people in the audience, but you're telling them something that's really helpful. Like think about this video, right? So let's talk about traffic because people are like, well, what about the traffic? And before I get into the traffic, make sure you're subscribed to this channel. Make sure you let me know in the comments if this is resonating with you, if you're going to give it a try. If you're already in the prompt shop or already in your first 5K, let people know in the comments how you like it and if they should join because you know that they should, right? You know the value of it. And most people on the outside don't realize how valuable it is because they're so used to being charged more for something like this, or they don't even have access to something like this. So let them know in the comments, like what it is. And then if you're not in it, look at the comments and see what I'm talking about. So before I get into traffic, let me just go reiterate this. The sales page itself, you want to play, you have the offer and now you want a place to sell it. You're going to think about school is a great place because inside of your classroom, you can upsell and you can just make the school itself freemium, meaning free. And then there's some upgrade tiers. Or you could do stand store, which it makes it really, really simple. And I teach you both in this free document below. Or you could have both going at the same time. And again, I teach you how to do that. So then traffic, if you think about traffic, there are some simple ways to get traffic. You're going to think about, okay, maybe I have 400 people on my Instagram. If you have like a few people on your Instagram, that's a good place to start. And even if you start a brand new Instagram account or a brand new TikTok, I would do Instagram. TikTok worked for Carrie, but I would do like Instagram, LinkedIn Live. I would do YouTube Live, YouTube videos, because what YouTube and Instagram and LinkedIn, what they all do today, which they didn't do in the past, is they care more about what people are interested in rather than who's subscribed to where. Like I have 175,000 subscribers, but my maybe 1,000 to 10,000 of those will look at my videos and the rest will come from people who have never heard of me before. That could be you. This could be your first video. So if you don't have a large audience, I'm telling you that these platforms are giving you an audience. You just have to give it and feed it content, like static content, meaning videos that you post, and live. That's the thing that most people skip. It's like doing like a live demonstration, right? If you think about like anybody who's taught you something live, or if you've watched QVC and you watch them sell live, that's what this is really. You're teaching them something and then you're giving them a solution, no matter what your topic is. And yes, this works outside of the US. I know a lot of people comment, does this work in this country, this city? Yes, yes, and yes. You just have to find like the right platform for you and the right offer for your audience. And then that's a type of traffic. And that's like organic traffic. Anybody can start that for free right now. You could start it for like right now. If you do not have a YouTube channel, tell me in the comments. And if you don't have a YouTube channel, start one. Start one. If you want to make money, start a YouTube channel. Then, if you say, oh, I don't want to start a YouTube channel, start an Instagram. Go back to your Instagram and you're posting, and you're doing different things. And in my guide that's free, I show you what to do. Okay. So then another way of doing traffic or getting traffic is to, you could do paid ads. So you could pay like $10 a day for meta ads, for Facebook and Instagram ads. And there are so many videos online that teach you how to do it. In fact, I have a video, I know I've been teasing it a lot. I have a video where Evelyn Weiss teaches me how to do Facebook ads because I haven't done them in like 10 years. And it's so simple. I'm going to post it soon. I promise. I'll post it soon. But even if you don't see mine, go just search, just say Facebook ads, how to beginner guide, and it'll show you how to do a Facebook ad, and you can start getting sales the same day. You won't get like millions of dollars, but if you spend $10, spend $100 over 10 days, you'll learn enough to start figuring out, oh, okay, if I send it to the right sales page, like Stand Store or school, maybe I can get people in for free. Maybe I can get people to pay $27, $17, $7, that kind of thing. And then another way to do it is to go back to people you already know. So you have that organic content wheel, you have that paid ads wheel, and then you have, hey, people I've already worked with, or maybe I sold them something else in the past, or maybe they're on my email list because I just have, some people have like 30, 100, 200 people on their email list over time. This is a great excuse. Hey, it's, the end of the year. Have you reached your goals in anything that you do? Tell me your niche. Like write down in the comments what your niche is if you're still with me. Tell me like, oh, okay, I do healthcare, or I work with youth, or I work in beauty. I just tell me kind of what your vibe is. And if you don't have an offer, I'm telling you, this prompt shop in a box is the GOAT. It is it. That's what makes it so cool. And like you have to see it to understand it. And so many people are like, "Oh, should I get it? It's $99." It's $99. Find it. If it were me 10 years ago and I was homeless and I had this access and AI was what it was is today, and I had somebody selling 125 prepackaged prompts that had a license to resell, and I could use the prompts myself, and I could make an unlimited amount of them in any genre known to man, millions of options, I would find the $99. That's what I did. I find the money. I found $9,000 when I needed to, when I was homeless. 9,000. So you will find the 99 if you really, really are serious about this. And once you're in, you'll see, you saw what happened with Carrie. That was just one person, right? So then you're thinking about, okay, people I already know. And then you could do some cold outreach, but it may not be fast enough, but and I don't mean like just like spamming people, but you could say, hey, look, this is what I do. Instead of that, my recommendation, instead of like just going to different Facebook groups or different groups and just like kind of spamming their comments, my recommendation is do a search for like spend a couple of hours today or tomorrow and do a search of like the top 20 people who have an audience. And I don't mean Oprah, okay? I don't mean people who are unattainable. I mean people who are on Instagram, people that over there. They have an audience. Maybe they have an email address on their website because they have customer service, and they have a larger audience than you or the same size as you. And it's just new people, but they're similar to what you do. Their audience is your ideal audience. Get in touch with them and offer them one of two things. One thing you could say is, hey, for $300 or $100 or $500, or just as an affiliate, you can take my affiliate link. If you put me in front of your audience, either in your newsletter or like a live Zoom or like a live YouTube, if you put me in front of your audience and allow me to offer my offer, you will get something. I will give you money. The other thing you could say is, hey, how about I do that for your audience and you do that for my audience and we cross pollinate? That's another thing you could offer. And the more you do it, the higher you can go. So like the more you do it, then you can point to, hey, I did this last week with this person that you know, and I'd love to do this with your audience. That audience loved it. Here were some of the testimonials. The other thing, yeah, so that's how you package that. That's $10,000. If you have 100 people pay you $100, 100 people pay you $100. That's basically two people a day. Two people a day pay you $100. You have your 10,000. And if you want to do less than that, all good. Now, this other way, this other lane is another option. And that is doing more high ticket or mid ticket. What I mean by mid ticket or high ticket is like $1,000, $500. So imagine instead of 100 people paying you 100 or 200 paying you 50 or even more paying you less, that is like a whole thing that I just taught you. But what if your lane is like, what if I charge 20 people $500 or 10 people 1,000? How do you do that? Well, you give them something that is worth more than that. You kind of go and you give them something that would have taken them weeks to do on their own or cost them $3,000, $5,000 to do on their own. Go to Fiverr and look up what's popular and say, hey, can I do that? I do this with so many different things. So it's a done for you service, and you just hand them on a silver platter the finished product. And you don't have to do it for the whole year. You just do it for the 6 weeks so you can make $10,000. So it's like something that you've done for yourself or somebody has done for you and you know how to do it now. Or you can train yourself on YouTube or in my memberships. You just say, oh, I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll make that website. I will go through and make a list of 1,000 leads for you. I will do customer service for you. I will call people. I will generate leads and do sales. Like there's all kinds of stuff you could do. And another thing you do is a VIP day. VIP days are where you make one person like the star for the day. You spend about 5 or 6 hours with them, and you don't have to be with them the entire time. You can be with them in person for that amount of time, which I do all the time. I have two of those coming up this week. Or you could be on virtually, and you don't have to be there the whole time. You could like be on the call with them for an hour, 2 hours, take down the information that they need, go away for a couple of hours, come back with something. But the whole point of it is you don't do something else that day. You work with them. You give them everything that they need that day, or you at least follow up within 7 days, and they get the majority of like the inputs that day. Because what you're basically doing is you're collapsing time, and that's super valuable for people. So even imagine like you could do this for individuals, you could do this for businesses, but you're not going to do it for like multi-million dollar businesses. Just do it for somebody who like you can help them save money, help them save time, help them save like the inconvenience of doing all this stuff. And you just say, hey, for 2 weeks, I will take all your customer service off your hands. And then after that 2 weeks, if you like what I did, I can continue, or you cannot. The key here is not to put yourself in a situation where you're selling like, okay, pay me $500 and for the whole year, I'll do all this stuff for you. Don't do that when you're talking about this. If you want to do something like that, put it into the school where it's very hands off, where it's like, I just check in every day for 15 minutes, but I've already set everything up. Like I'm just setting up things a little bit at a time rather than I'm doing all this hard labor or this thinking labor for weeks and weeks and weeks and months because I got money over here. You don't want to do that. Sometimes we make that mistake and we're like, oh my God, I have to fulfill this now. I have to deliver on this. I hate it. So when you're planning out what you're going to do, whichever direction you take, A or B, make sure it's something that you would be excited if a bunch of people overnight said yes to. If that makes sense, let me know in the comments that say, yes, that makes sense. Yes, that makes sense. And then tell me, give me feedback. Tell me what you're going to do. I can't wait to see you in the prompt shop. More than 300 people have now joined in the first 2 weeks, and nobody has left. Nobody has asked for a refund. Not one person. 0% refund requests. And there are 2,300 people, 2,300 people inside of your first 5K. And it's like I have low churn. Low churn, meaning very few people leave because they love it. So I'll see you in there. We're going to be okay. I know it's crazy. I know it's a crazy world. I know it gets weirder by the day, but we're going to be okay because we're going to take control. We're going to take charge. And you told me that you want more of these, so I'm going to deliver more of these. Tell your friends, make sure you like and post and do all the things, subscribe, all of that, so that I can keep coming back day after day after day, giving you all of this free information.